about how I handle a lot of the management stuff, like logistics, booking hotels, any of that kind of stuff, like from the road or from home rather.
Mm.
Is we use this great system. It's an app-based system, but it comes from, I think it has its home as a desktop version,
Okay.
and it then later got developed to be used in app form, which we use it as an app form. There's several different platforms. Master Tour is one of them, and
Yep.
Artist Growth Workspace is the other. And we use Artist Growth Workspace, and it's a great place to keep everything organized in one place for the band. Everyone has the app on their phone. It's got the calendar, it's got the shows, it's got all the information, it's got contacts. So all of the things that I get, before the show happens, like on the back end, I just type all that information so that the TM, Asher in this case, has like all that information. But then the band has all that access to that information too. And we've always had things like that before. We've worked with other people that have had different systems in place before as well that were very
Yep.
similar. They function very similar to Artist Growth as well.
Yep.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I know that we're going to be on a run in DC, Philly, Virginia, blah blah blah, whatever. So 3-4 weeks out, I'm planning out hotels for all of those nights. I'm getting the information. I'm putting it right in there. Yeah, I can see you shared it on the screen here.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, you'll see it on the screen. If you're not, if you're listening to the audio, I've got a link to this in the show notes if you want to go check it out. It's very cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, those are great. I mean, even just for like keeping track of other things too. There's tabs in there as a manager that are. It's easy to keep track of things like merchandise and show history and assets and assets on hand and so on and so forth. So it's great for someone behind a computer at home like me, and it's also great for someone that's like tour managing on the road
Yep.
and dealing with like changing kind of like inventories, mainly with merch, but also with like deals too. I mean, if someone is settling with someone on the ground, which I'm not settling on the ground with a promoter anymore,
Right.
I can, whoever's TMing or whoever's settling and getting that information from the show, like details, you can get that and you can just input it right in on your computer, on your phone. And so that helps. It's just easy to kind of
Keeps
keep.
everybody on the same page. Yeah.
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 Yep.
The first time I'd heard of either of these was Master Tour a couple of weeks ago. We had Matt Musty, who plays drums in Train, and he mentioned they used Master Tour. I was like, oh, that
Yeah,
makes
Master Tour
perfect
is a big
sense.
one.
Yeah, yeah,
Master,
yeah.
I looked into that one as well too, and I'm definitely not. I haven't completely written it off, but
Sure.
it's one of those things where for anyone listening that doesn't know, there are free versions, but their free versions come with limitations.
Of course.
But you can subscribe for a certain amount,
Yep.
and yeah, so it's one of those things for me where I've just been like, I think I like Artist Growth Workspace, so I'm going to stick with that one. But Master
Absolutely.
Tour seems to
Yeah.
be like the Beyonce level, like
Got it. Yeah, right.
big,
Right.
big time like bands are using Master Tour, so it's definitely reputable for sure.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, no, I'm glad to know about both of these, and I'm glad to be able to tell everybody about both of them. That's great. And what a nice way to know, like at the end of the night, somebody's settling with the promoter, you can pull it up on the app and be like, I know what the deal was supposed to be,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, oh crap, I can't get in touch with Crisco. I guess whatever you tell me is what the deal is,
Right.
which
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
we've
2
all
o'clock in the
seen.
morning and you
Right.
can't call me. So it's
Yep.
just like, but the cool thing is that you could also import contracts into it as well. So if you're a band that's dealing with a booking agent that's issuing contracts, you can get those contracts, like someone like me, or even if you don't have a manager and you're
Yeah.
in a position where you're self-managing, you can take those contracts and you can upload the PDF or like JPEG images of them right in there too. So whoever's settling at the end of the night can kind of just be like, hey, you signed this,
No
But that,
questions. No,
luckily, I mean, I've been in this business for 10 years and that has never happened. Every promoter that I usually settle with at the end of the night is always on
yeah,
with
no,
what the deal is.
I didn't mean to imply that you would want it for that reason. I'm somebody that likes to go into a conversation not clueless, right? So I know the promoter knows the deal. If I'm not the one that negotiated it, but I'm the one that has to settle it, I want to look and make it at least seem like we as an organization are all on the same page together, right? And so walking into that, having looked at the detail, it's like, great. Now I can be efficient. I can act professional. They want to work with us again. They don't have to explain the whole deal to me at 2 a.m. Right? Like that was more the thought process behind my comment there.